Take a nice deep breath in, friends. That's always a good thing to do, especially with this topic today, how to treat eczema naturally. Because as some of you might know, I suffered a lot from eczema when I was younger. My whole skin really covered in very flaky red skin. I would scratch it open. I would have a lot of sleepless nights for years having strong eczema. And I tried so many different things, as maybe some of you are now doing as well. Trying all these things with diet, with salt baths, with different creams and medicine. Some of these things, they help for a little while, but it seems like the problem always comes back. And maybe you're in the same situation now, and I mean, if you're watching this stream, then probably you suffer from eczema, right? So I'm gonna tell you some things that really worked for me and hopefully will work for you as well. Because like I mentioned, from a very young age, I was already suffering from eczema, and from when I was young, already going to doctors a lot. And the doctors would give me certain creams with hormones in them, with steroid creams in them, which would sometimes help a little bit to ease the let's say the very irritated, very dry skin. But it seemed with these kind of creams that the skin got thinner and thinner, more and more fragile. So actually, through the years, the problem in a way just became worse. The medication was helping to relieve the symptoms, but the core of the issue, the problem, the ailment stayed, and it just became worse and worse. Eventually also even taking medication for this to ease the eczema and the inflammation on the skin down, and tar baths and all these kind of things. But I started to lose a little bit of trust in this way of treating myself. And thank God I went to one wonderful Chinese medicine doctor, and he explained me a little bit about that. Probably because my mind was always so busy, it had its reflection in my skin. It was like I'm overheating my whole body with the brain. I'm overheating my whole body with the mind. And this overheating comes out in the skin. And at first I thought, well, yeah, that's a little bit of nice esoteric talking there. And I didn't really believe in it. But I started to do more and more meditation. And I noticed as I was meditating, like my mind is really busy. And even through the day, it was not necessarily thinking negative thoughts, but I was thinking constantly, beautiful thoughts and philosophies about the world, this universe, religions, and all these things. And sometimes also worrying thoughts, but just my mind would never ever stop. And I noticed that when I tried to do meditation and sitting in stillness, and it was so hard for me because I noticed so much restlessness in my system, right? And it seemed like I found really the way to calm this mind and to calm my nervous system. It was like my whole nervous system was so irritated constantly, so on a high energy level. And the problem was also throughout the day that I was starting to worry so much also about this issue with the skin, on how people would see me. If my skin was completely red, then I would have a very flaky skin. And also if I would eat something, wouldn't it not trigger a more allergic reaction? Could I drink milk? Could I eat yogurt? Could I eat bananas or sugary things? All these things. And constantly when I was eating some food, checking what the ingredients were. And I would take things out of my diet. First it was just milk products. Okay, it helped for a little while, but then the problem came back. Then I tried to take out grains and wheats. Okay, it helped for a little while, but the problem came back. Take out tomatoes until I just started eating such a very simple diet and just eating fruits. And this was all, in a way, not really solving the source of the problem. So, like I mentioned, I started doing more and more meditation, more and more calming breathing technique to ease my whole nervous system, to ease my whole metabolism, my skin, everything that was irritated in my system. I started to ease that out. And this, thank God, it greatly helped. Because my whole nervous system was so, let's say, on a high energy level, on a very irritated energy level as well, almost a bit fragile, that I was constantly very much paying good attention that I would not trigger more this eczema. It was a little bit like, living with somebody that if you say one thing wrong, then that person will explode and say like, what did you say to me? Or that person is so irritated. It was a little bit like that. My whole energetic system, my nervous system, my skin was like that as well. If I would eat a little something wrong, if I wouldn't sleep right, or this or that happened, then that skin would become irritated and I would suffer from it. So, learning to ease the nervous system, to ease the skin, to bring healing to the skin, to bring rest to the mind. And when there is balance within the heart, balance within the mind, balance within everything, then also healing can start to happen, right? Because you have the body on a physical level, which is controlled in a way by your energetic system. The energy that runs through your body, electric energy, the nervous system, the way that your physical body is working is controlled by your more subtle energetic system, your nervous system. And what is controlling the nervous system? That is for a great part also the mind, the emotional system. The emotions, they in a way control the way that your energy, that your nervous system is working, and the nervous system controls the body, right? So if you want to fix or cure a problem like that, you can try to put on as much cream and oils and essential oils and salt baths and everything on the outside as much as you want, but the source of the problem won't be cured by that. Going onto the more subtler levels of your being, going towards the mind, the emotional system, to all the way down to the pure awareness level and start to bring healing there. And that happens when you can come at ease with silence, at ease with doing nothing. And this is especially when you suffer from eczema, something really hard, because you notice if you try to sit still and try to meditate, first of all, so much going on the skin, on the physical sensations. You want to move, you want to scratch, you're at unease, but also on a deeper level, the mind a bit restless. But if you can create a moment where you observe, and I'm not going to go too deep into the techniques in this session, but you can do the Awakening Meditation course, which I would highly recommend, or the Breath is Life course, which you will find on the website. You can find a link below. But to learn to get at ease with yourself, to create a moment of it's okay, like you start to, in a way, hug yourself and be like, it's okay, and get that state of kindness, of friendliness, instead of having constantly that state of alertness, of restlessness, right? This greatly helps. Create for yourself that routine that you think, okay, every day I'm gonna take a little bit of time to, let's say, balance out and harmonize my nervous system, harmonize my mind. And maybe you are suffering from eczema, maybe it affects your sleeping. Well, that's a couple of hours a day. Maybe throughout the day you are worrying about what you eat, if you can just do the things that you love doing, right? So that's maybe hours a day that you are working or struggling with this. Then take just 1 hour a day to really struggle and to do some breathing, to do some meditation, which eventually you will love doing, but in the beginning it's maybe really hard to just sit and work, right? And work with your mind and nervous system through the breathing techniques. And Especially the very calm and slow breathing techniques will help to harmonize and balance everything out. And it is something very powerful to do. Also become, and this is maybe really difficult for some people, but become grateful for what happened. Eventually, I saw that actually the eczema that I've had in my life, which again, thank God is cured now, but that I had in my life really pushed me to live more healthy. It pushed me to start doing lots of breathing and meditation and qigong and all these kinds of things. It pushed me into a way of taking more care of myself. Because I was having this struggle, this ailment, I was pushed every day as a reminder, okay, I have to take care of myself. I have to take care of. So I became grateful, like, wonderful, thank you, life, thank you, God, that this came in my life, this problem, because it pushes me into that direction of taking more care of my mind and body and becoming more of a spiritual person in a way. And realizing that it made me more compassionate, more patient, more kind with myself and others. It made me a very kind person because I suffered with these things, and I also could understand suffering in others. So start to feel grateful because it changes your perspective from a victim, like, oh, why does it happen to me, to feeling like, wow, I'm blessed with this, I can work with this, I can make the most out of this. And this will completely change the energy, the struggle you put into it, into growing instead of that it brings you down as a human being, right? So learn to do really that, right? To generate gratitude, and then healing will come with these things. On a more practical level, what really helps as well, go see an Ayurvedic doctor, and a real good one, not just somebody who studied for a couple of days from a book or internet, but somebody who really studied Ayurveda. And because he or she will give you a diet that is really suiting your type. Because every human being is a little bit different. It's not like one diet is good for everyone. No, everybody has a different body, different mind, different system. You have to look at what is right for me to eat and do daily the right exercises, all these things. One more thing that why I say also going to see an Ayurvedic doctor for your diet, because just to give an example of myself, I thought it was really healthy to eat lots of fruits. So after a while, I was afraid of eating dairy, eating bread, eating tomatoes, a whole list of things. I thought that would trigger the problem. So I started eating a lot of fruits, kiwis, lots of oranges, those kind of very acidic fruit, bananas also. And actually, looking back at it, this contains a lot of sugars and is very acidic, and it just made the problem worse actually, right? Because my system could not handle that amount of sugars and acidity. So I started going on a diet which was so pure, so good, so much fruit, but actually it was not good for my system, and it just made the problem worse. So once I also started to change my diet in the correct diet, eating more grounding foods and starting to do lots of meditation, everything got so much better, right? And great. And for some of you that are maybe already doing a lot of yoga, a lot of breathing, and still having eczema, then maybe you're not doing the right yoga, the right breathing. Because if you do things that are really activating, hot yoga, ashtanga yoga, all the things that are really strong and power yoga, these kind of things, or strong breathing techniques, they only activate your whole nervous system even more, and it won't cure the problem, right? Learn to do calmer things, balancing things, starting to harmonize with the moment, right? So I hope this will really help you, and every day create time, put it in your agenda that you have some me time to do some of the breathing techniques, the calming, slow, gentle breathing techniques, and learn to sit, scanning through the body or observing your breath. And if you feel restlessness, agitation, like, this is not working, or I feel bored, or I want to do something else, good. Then you're coming eye to eye, you're coming face to face with the core of your problem, which is the restlessness within, the agitation in the nervous system. And you come face to face with it. And instead of thinking, like, okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do something, no, you're gonna sit with it. Like, okay, what do I feel? So much restlessness. I'm gonna ease it out by letting go, by letting be, basically, right? And when you get into the habit of doing that every day, you start to reprogram your whole energetic system, your whole nervous system. And this will greatly help. And some of you might now think, like, well, I want somebody else to fix my problem. I want a special cream, or I want a super tip for a special diet, and then my problem will be gone, or a doctor will fix it for me. No, you have to do some work yourself. Get responsible for your state of mind, your state of life. Get responsible for that. See that you are the one responsible for your state of mind, your state of emotional system, your state of heart, and start to pick up the tools and do the work so that you can start to harmonize, balance, and strengthen all systems in the body, right? Good. I hope this will help you. If you have some questions still, put them down here in the chat, and I see if I can answer them. Questions regarding to the eczema problem. And yeah, I really, really hope that every day you can do this, and you will see it will make such a huge change in your life. All right, friends, I wish you all the best with this. Check out the meditation course in which I'm teaching how to deal with the mind, to take some time to just do calm breathing, to observe if there is a restless mind, that you become okay with yourself, okay with your own mind, okay with your own emotions, and recognize it's okay to not feel okay sometimes. Just sitting with it, being with it. And by doing so, you start to harmonize. You start to reconnect yourself with your true self. And this will really bring healing in mind and body. Okay? Lots of peace, lots of love, lots of wisdom. Namaste.
Everything the heart longs for is already within. To tap into that source, one has to still the mind and bring the awareness within. This is done through meditation. As many might experience, however, that when closing the eyes and sitting still, there is a very busy mind, making it unable to realize that peace within. There might be some restlessness, worry, stuck emotions, overthinking, things blocking you from being able to find that stillness within. In this course, you will learn some powerful techniques to calm the mind, focus the awareness, and clear the layers that obscure the light of life within yourself. This course is filled with wonderful guided meditations, breathing sessions, and practical ideas to apply in daily life. Join me in this journey to learn these profound ways of meditation and develop inner peace, clarity, and focus to realize your true self.